like you lost another one.
What's up, guys? Keyshawn Tree here, back at you with another part of an alternate universe. What if? Now, we're going to continue another part to this other alternate universe. What if? And this is, well, you could say part 2 of what if Deku had Aries, or you could say Aquarius. Said the name wrong. Maybe not. As a Pokemon part 2. Because I'm about to, make a lot of videos today for y'all guys for the 700 subscriber special. Thanks to y'all guys. But we're gonna do a quick recap and then continue with the next parts. Now, for the quick recap, where we last left off, Deku was pretty much given, you could say, the quirk of All for One, given the quirk of All for One, which you could say All for One lost his quirk, and Deku has it by Aquarius, or Aries, or Aquarius. I probably said the name wrong, but pretty much took his quirk and gave it to Deku. Now Deku has the Villain quirk All for One. Now, and also been trained on, which I forgot, which he also been trained on the beach, which All for One, which pretty much not All for One, but when All Might pretty much saw Deku forgetting his name, pretty much pissed off Deku and trying to say sorry to him, which Deku didn't want to hear it and just head home. Pretty much head home to take his rest. Now, let's get with the new parts and let's continue the stories. Oh, hold on, quick minute. Let's sorry about that, guys. Let's continue the stories. Now, pretty much Deku is at home, pretty much at nighttime, talking to Aquarius, his Pokemon, you could say, as Deku is asking about the old times of the Pokemon and stuff, and many other things that he don't know, you could say. Now, Aquarius pretty much is explaining him, talking to him, saying, Deku, there was, you could say, a Pokemon boy who was just like us, or you could say, and his name was Ash Ketchum. He was a Pokemon master who, you could say, for years and years was, you could say, had many Pokemon and battle out and earn Pokemon badges to, want to say to be the very best. Which Deku, laughs and says, oh yeah? Well, can you tell me about it? Which he gladly explains. Ash Ketchum was a Pokemon master who had many Pokemons he loved, but he did let go of a lot of his Pokemons to carry on. And the one Pokemon he never let go was Pikachu, because if his Pikachu evolved, he would have let go of his Pikachu, which he never does, which he never evolves his Pikachu, which is Pikachu, his bond and friendship, you could say, is inseparable. Which didn't Aquarius explains to him, like, Ash Ketchum, he never ages. You could say he was at his same age as a 13-year-old boy, you could say. Which Deku says, huh? So you're telling me he traveled around the world without aging, and he met gods and god Pokemon and legendary Pokemon without aging and stuff, including with back in time and stuff? Which Aquarius said, yes, without aging. Which didn't Deku pretty much start saying, huh, weird? Which Aquarius says, weird indeed. But this is where he starts about to tell Deku about there is also a higher being or a higher purpose. And this is where you could say God, or you could say Keisha Uchiha comes down and says, don't tell him anything else, Aquarius. Which Deku says, who are you? Which this is where Keisha Uchiha explains it and says, listen, I can't explain a lot of things, but I'll just let you know I created your universe right now, and I'll be keeping eyes on y'all too. But also, both of y'all will be called for a higher summon for this one day. So be prepared. which Deku says, wait, and Kisha and Chia pretty much disappear. Now, if y'all don't know what's the higher summoning, it's just make sure to be a lookout for the higher summoning when one of the gods, you could say, explains the higher summoning. Now, Deku Aquarius is pretty much just confused of what is the higher summoning, but also Aquarius says, well, look like that's for it. I can tell you about the old Pokemon days. Now, the next day, Deku wakes up, which he pretty much eats his breakfast and starts going, which Aquarius is right behind him. Floating, you could say floating, and Deku's saying, alright, it's time to test out this quirk. And what was the quirk you pretty much got me? Which he explains that it's pretty much All For One's quirk, which this quirk was used against All Might in an epic battle, which this quirk damaged All Might and almost, you could say, could have killed him. Which Deku says, so you gave me a villain's quirk. Which Aquarius says, well, you want me to get you a hero quirk? Which Deku says, nah, it's okay. The villain doesn't need anyone, so I'm gonna use this quirk against him, I guess. Now, Deku start going, and he doesn't trip over the rock this time because he's more like not a clumsy boy and stuff, and plus Aquarius would have catched him. Now, he never meets Uraraka at that point. Now, Deku goes in the building, and he pretty much takes a seat, and this is where Bakugo sees him and sits beside him, about to say some disrespectful stuff to him. About to say, so nerd, you actually did came and try to become a hero. You don't even have a quirk. Which this is where Deku says, huh, I do have a quirk. I'll use it against you if I have to prove my point. Which Bakugo says, would you say, nerd? Now, this is where you guess that Ida pretty much says, hey, can y'all both be quiet? Which Deku says, sorry. Pretty much be quiet, which Bakugo says, what you say to me? Now, the two teachers pretty much tells them to get up from the seat and go out if y'all want to talk. Now, for the tests, Aquarius pretty much helped Deku with the first one with the IQ thing, which Deku gets it first. Now, second one, strength thing, Deku definitely hits the first because, like I said, All For One's quirk, and he can pretty much take quirks or give quirks or pretty much just copy quirks. Now, for the robots thing, Deku's pretty much waiting and listening to the teacher, or you could say the hero, explains the whole thing. He says, okay. Now, when he says, are you marked, get set, go, he pretty much gets going. Now, people think Aquarius is a part of Deku quirk. They don't know it's a Pokemon because, like I said, the great a thing hit out and killed every single Pokemon and stuff, but didn't kill humans. Now, Deku is pretty much hopping on Aquarius, and Aquarius starts, you could say, switching to a physical type Pokemon, or telekinesis type, or no, a fairy type Pokemon. It starts, you could say giving Deku infinite, giving him infinite stamina, which, he won't go tired, and Deku starts destroying robots left and right. And then Deku pretty much tells him to switch to a fire type, which he used the plate to switch to a fire type. And he says, "Quick, now use you could say meteor attack," which meteors start coming out of nowhere, which teachers are seeing this, you could say, Pokemon, or they think Deku's quirk. Aquarius hits destroy robots left and right. Now Deku thinks he has enough points until he sees Uraraka screaming for help. Now this is where Deku, you could say, thinks on instinct and use the All For One quirk, or you could say Once For All quirk, because you could say, copied off of Bakugo and All Might, and he destroyed Smash, the robot, sending it flying. Now he lands down with a broken arm, pretty much, with his legs too, broken legs and arm, and he's trying to stand up, which Aquarius switches into a fairy type and heals him. Says, Master, are you okay? Which he says, yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for being there. And she says, anytime. Now, Uraraka pretty much is thanking both of them, saying, for saving her, which Aquarius heals her leg, and He pretty much says anytime, saying you're welcome and stuff, and he pretty much walks away. It's just where All Might was looking through the cameras and saying, "How does he have my quirk? One for all." Which only we're gonna say Razorhead and the principal knows about the whole injury and the quirk and how it passed down and stuff. And they're trying to think, how does this kid have his quirk? Now Deku is pretty much heading home and stuff until he is being watched by a couple of villains. Now this is where the villains is trying to attack him, which Aquarius pretty much use Nightmare, and you could say pretty much makes the villains passes out. Now you could say a Pokemon has a Nightmare thing that pretty much knocks a person out, and if they don't take the antidote, they'll pretty much die. So pretty much Deku does a smirk and says, "Huh? So they was trying to hurt me. Oh well." And he says, "Come on, Aquarius, let's go home." Now, the next day, Deku gets a acceptance letter from the school saying he got in first place and beats All Might's record. And they're saying once he, about to head in school, make sure to head straight to the principal office. Which, Deku says, okay, weird. Now, this is part 2 of What If Deku Had Aquarius as Pokemon. Sorry if it's short, my bad. But, I'm working on other videos. And, some of them might be the spicy videos, some of them might not be the spicy videos. But I'm Keishon Chia. Thanks for watching, and see you later.